Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Tuesday, October the 9th, 2012. We're going to be looking at Australia's market again today, as well as one chart that I would actually consider a short opportunity on here. Looking at Australia's market, we talked about this in more detail yesterday, so I won't go on to it again. If you want to see that, go watch yesterday's video. Basically, all we've done is taken the stop loss limit and advanced it again. Note the low points continuing to be higher than each one of previous. This is still in an uptrend here, still making us good money here, and this is actually the chart that's made us the most amount of money over the past couple of weeks. So keep advancing the stop. You will eventually be stopped out. Looking now at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, nice move to the downside here, closing down 110 points to the downside. That's a good move, and off of what a couple of days ago we had a little shooting star formation there. So those guys were already short. It makes sense. You're making money. Congratulations. Keep the stop and advance it as you see fit, but I would keep advancing it. This move to the downside, I'm not expecting a really big move here. However, there's always a possibility that I could be wrong. We can get some kind of news of that nature. So if you were looking to go short and you wanted to short the U.S. markets, I think now would be the last opportunity to do that before you start getting overextended to the downside and start getting yourself in too much risk on the actual trade. So if you're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P, or the NASDAQ, they're all going to be trading in basically the same direction, and you could be looking for short opportunities there. I'm not going to do that. I've already talked about that last week, or sorry, I should say yesterday. I'm not going to do that, but I have gone through the 19 charts that we track at PerfectStockAlert.com that we keep on the website there, and found one that I would do that with. Let me show you which one it is. The Hong Kong Hang Seng Index is the chart for me on the short side. This is one we saw this sell-off here, and we noticed we were looking at buy opportunities in many other areas, but this one we let pass by us because we didn't have an actual signal that we liked at the bottom here, and she took off to the upside, and we were looking for another pullback. It was a good quality entry opportunity, and she never gave us that. She gave us a very weak pullback and then advanced to the upside again, and then we started seeing basically this little formation here, megaphone formation, if you will, and basically it's a bearish formation. It's not something showing strength, it's showing weakness. It's developing a wide pattern. It's getting wider over time, and eventually it breaks to the downside. You also notice you have a bearish divergence formation from the close. Actually, if you were using the close, it'd be down here, and let's actually draw it out here, and you would see that it looks something like that. At the same time, your ultimate oscillator was trending down at the same time period, giving you a bearish divergence, telling you this is an unsustainable rally to the upside. And this is an opportunity that I like as of today because of the shooting star. That's what I always like to see there. A shooting star off the top indicating that this is where I would like to get short if the following day gets me 1 penny lower than today's low. If I can get that, then yes, I would be a short opportunity with the stop set off of this high right here, looking for a test of the previous low point here on this downtrending line here. About the same area that you're going to find the 200-day and the 50-day moving average in support of. So that's important to note as well. All of that would be where I'd tighten up my stop loss limit. You can always break through it, but you're going to tighten the stop just to make sure that you don't bounce off of that and start turning back to the upside. Again, this is the chart that I like above them all. It gives me everything that I want. It gives me the nice overextension from support. It gives me the shooting star signal. It gives me the bearish divergence formation. The only thing I need now is a little bit of a sell-off, and you can get short. A quick look here at the NASDAQ. You can see the head, I should say the potential head and shoulders top formation is very close, actually a breath away from confirming that channel, that basic pattern. If you close below the neckline, close below the neckline would confirm it, and that would be an actual short opportunity on the potential head and shoulders formation. So if you were to close tomorrow, that would actually below the neckline, you would look at that as a short opportunity. And also you can also see, for example, if tomorrow were to sell off a bit, and then you would see maybe the next day come up here and find resistance where we were previously finding support here and here. If we start finding resistance there, that would also be confirmation, another entry opportunity as well. At that point, you'd simply take the highest point of the head and then pull down to the neckline and measure the distance out mathematically, and then subtract that from the breakout point, and that tells you how low you can expect to go before you find a support, basically a bottom, basically looking for the 200-day moving average. Basically, we'll look at this chart at that point in time. We may take an under entry if we get a better opportunity. At this point, I'm not going to jump on it because I just feel like this is something that, for those of you guys that called the top and did a good job with that, congratulations. I'm not going to jump on at this point. We've already had 3 consecutive days to the downside. I'll wait and see what else we start to form here. I'm also noticing that when ultimate oscillators pulled back down here under the 30 line, something I want to point out, and I've talked about many times in the past, Just because you pull down here does not mean that you are now a great buy opportunity. You can get bounces along the way, and I would expect to see that if we were to close below this neckline. A bounce would make sense. You'd be testing that previous support to see if you're now seeing resistance. So again, that would be a short opportunity, not a buy opportunity. Just keep in mind that just because you fall down below 39 does not equal buy opportunity, okay? Quick look at the SPX, or the S&P 500 Large Cap Index. This is another one. It looks very similar to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, where you may be considering a short position here or something of that nature. I would, again, like I said earlier, if you were going to take that, I would do it now. I wouldn't wait much longer. The main thing here, I would look at Dow Jones versus the SPX, because note the SPX has got its ultimate oscillator is already at 38. Dow Jones is at 43. You've got more downside potential on the Dow as opposed to the SPX, so that's why I would make that distinction. Other than that, they're basically the same chart pattern. Again, I'm not taking either one of these positions, and I've mentioned it before. Sometimes the chart will make formations and I'll skip them. I'll say, no, I'm not going to take that trade. But I can understand why someone is doing that. But again, like I said yesterday, I went into more detail here. I see sideways activity, not major move to the downside here. But again, I could be wrong, so trade on your own. I've already gone out and said, I'm going to select one chart at least on the short side. I've chosen the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, but this is just my own personal selection process. You may have something completely different, okay? If you've not been to the free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend. Also, you can check out the chart pattern alert that's posted again today on the website. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.